You sent your newsletter, you held up your end of the bargain, and now you're sitting here wondering, did they even send my book? Okay, this is like the number one frustration, I think, because I've been in this for like 3+ years and I've wondered that way too many times, especially when I paid to be on another author's list. And guys, it is definitely, I think, in my own opinion, the number one frustration among others, and the newsletter book swapping indie author sphere. And it's not your fault. Okay. The problem isn't your book. It's not your list, or it's not your genre. It's none of that. The problem is that every swap platforms lets authors ghost with zero accountability. It really seems that way. Okay, so today I'm going to break down the 3 reasons why swaps aren't working and what to do about each one. So let's dive right in, guys. So if you can look at my screen right now, you see an example of how this could work on bookbridge.io for you. But let's go into reason number 1. There's no proof anyone sent anything other than some tracking links and or email preview. Sometimes there's both. Sometimes there's, well, they could have entered it, but there's no accountability if they didn't. Okay. Most platforms, I mean, they use the honor system. We want to trust each other. I get it. But what happens when you have those scammer, just want to just get it in for themselves, authors and publishers who don't want to honor the honor system? You're supposed to just deal with it, lose out on money, lose out on a successful launch, lose out on gaining more subscribers when you're just starting out a list because, well, that's just how it works. No. Guys, okay. This is why I built bookbridge.io, because every swap on bookbridge.io generates a unique tracking link for both you and your partner. Okay. Other platforms do that too. I'm going to get into the difference here. All right. When readers click, you see the data, we see the numbers or lack thereof of the numbers. And you can also see sometimes, if you don't have to wait 3 days, you can see their email preview if they decide to put it in 3 days later instead of at the time they're actually in their newsletter and doing it right then and there. Never really understood that, but okay. Okay. So you have their archive link verification. All of this is great. And it's definitely a must-have on every single swap, not a, let's just see if they enter it in. If they don't, well, it was there for them, right? Bookbridge.io does not let you kind of get away with that. Like, no. So reason number 2, there's no way to know if your partners are reliable before you commit. Guys, this is huge. So right now you're seeing I'm going to show you guys a real swap. This is just my practice staging area, so I can show you guys how this works. But if we go over to right now, the swap meet is where you're going to find your next swapping partner. It would be nice to know, just like if someone were applying for a job, what their credentials are. Do you want to take this on with a complete stranger, knowing it's only a pen name? You don't even have their real names, which, by the way, I've had 3 paid swaps be very successful. They paid me and then went and back charged. And I couldn't prove that it was really them because they used a pen name. And so the credit card company is like, that's not even the card holder. I'm like, of course it's not the card holder. It's holder. It's their pen name. So guys, vetting is real. Okay. So when you're looking here in the swap meet, you can see right now that Priya looks pretty good. These are all obviously my staging authors. So they're brand new. They haven't completed a swap yet. But wouldn't it be nice to know that, did they engage? Are other authors having issues with this person? Is it working? Right? We have no idea. Most platforms give you zero visibility into a partner's track record. One of them does. You can kind of see their reputation and you can decide. I did like that. I love that a lot. And I was like, ooh, you have all zeros on your swap tracking. I don't think I'm going to swap with you. And that was golden, right? So here you have the same thing except per swap and promos as well, right? But we're going to talk about swaps on this video. So You can see an author's reliability before you accept. You can see their subscriber account verification that is actually connected to their email provider. It's not just self-reported. You can see their click rate verification. And when the email provider doesn't provide those metrics, there's an option for the author to upload a screenshot of their real verifications. This actually docks their score if they choose not to reveal it. Keep that in mind. All right. Again, you would never hire someone without checking references or wanting to, go to a job, but they didn't ask you about your background. You'd be a little suspicious, right? Be suspicious. All right. Okay. So reason number 3, there's no accountability when someone breaks their word. Do I have to say more? Okay. Because on most platforms, because I've did this, an author can ghost swap several times and not face any consequences. Okay. And there's no record that it even happened other than a string of zeros, right? And that's if you look. Like, you have to go into the backing and kind of look at their reputation, which is not a bad idea. I mean, it's not that hard. Just a couple clicks, right? But if you're just starting out, you're just like trying to get on everyone's list, you're trying to grow your list, and you have a launch coming up in the next 2 weeks, like, guys, we're in the grind. We got to get it done, right? We're not always willing to do background checks. So we need it front and center. But right now, these people, there's no penalty, there's no rating hit, there's no record that even happened. You're wasting a newsletter slot. You lost several days or weeks of a promotion, and you have nothing to show for it. And the worst part is that same author can keep doing it over and over again. So in bookbridge.io, there is an ethics agreement upon that they sign and agree to, knowing that, hey, these are the expectations here. Okay, we have a high standard in how we operate. All right. It covers honoring commitments, changes, and professional communication, among other things, and especially the star rating system that you see here. And everyone can see it. All right. Now, when I've reached out several times over several weeks, the author was finally removed from that platform because they were just horrible. They were stalking, first of all. And you have to wait till that escalation to happen. And then you have to wait for enough authors to report that individual or individuals before something happens. Here on bookbridge.io, there's no waiting. Everything is here. It's laid out. It's there for everyone to see front and center. It's right here in the swap meet. You can see that Priya is doing 15 swaps and she has about 4.5 stars. I want to swap with Priya. She's doing great. Okay. I'm going to show you an example of someone who didn't do so great. And let me refresh my screen real quick because it kind of locked up on me. So hold on just a sec. Technology, you guys. Okay. So here is an example. We got to go to April. And look at this. So we have Priya's. All right. So this looks great, right? They have 3,100 subscribers. They have 43%, open rate and click rate. Oh my gosh. Wait. They only got 1.5 stars for this. Okay. Now this is a collective rating, but you can see here, I don't know if they sent their newsletter, and there's no archive link and there's no link clicks. Okay. I know Priya definitely got flagged here. She definitely got flagged. Now, maybe there was extenuating circumstances, which is great because you can message here, right here in real time, be like, yo, Priya, what's up? You need to get your stuff together, right? Like, so you can message them real time. No hunting for their email, no going over to your email client, remembering to email. Hopefully it doesn't end up in spam because you're emailing them from your author page. You know how sometimes Google, whoever doesn't like those and like to just toss them into spam randomly. And they're like, oh, I never got your message. Okay, we don't need any of that. So not only are they going to get your message, but they're going to get a notification next time they log in as well. So this isn't about being punitive. It's about protecting authors who actually show up, do the work, and are building a business and a fan base. Like, this is real. And that's exactly what I was doing. And that's why I built bookbridge.io. So guys, let me show you. I promise you I would show you some real metrics, real swaps, how this works in real time. This is exactly the same. It's just my, this thing does not like to stay on track. This is my, my practice, like where I make sure everything's working right. Okay. So let's go over to the real deal here. All right. Salem, this is my go-to. All right. Great swap partner, follows through. We can see right now that they are 5 stars. Great. And I'm going to show you why they are 5 stars. So if I go over to my calendar, we're going to go to a past swap so you can actually see this. All right. So where was this? So it's this one right here. All right, so get everything to populate. And I'm going to explain these numbers because you're like, why isn't there an open and click rate like we saw before? Certain email providers absolutely just do not provide that information. They just don't. So there's an option to upload the screenshot, like I said, of your open and click rate and also input it manually. But the manual entry usually, you know, corresponds with a little deviation. It fluctuates, right, with your screenshot. But he's at 5 stars because, one, his subscribers are verified. Absolutely. Okay. He gave me 124 total clicks. I know he sent his newsletter, and there's an archive link because it is right here. Guys, everything is there. I can see it. He got 5 stars. So when I'm looking to go to the swap meet and find a partner, I can see that, oh my gosh, yes, this is a good one. All right. Within my list size. That's another thing. Guys, how many times have you had someone request and they had like 700 subscribers and you have like 6,500 and they're like, can you give me a solo for a solo? Please tell me how that makes sense. It's like, I will give you a paid solo, dude. You pay me, you get a solo. Like, anyway, we're not even going there. That's a whole other video. So go down here. You can see someone else. They're just starting out. We don't know why they got docked a star. But if you're wondering, well, how do I know how I'm doing? I'm so glad you asked. Because you can get a full on how you are going. How is your reputation in here? And take a look at, where am I doing really great? I'm doing great with my verifications and my email previews. That is all great. Dashboard is going to be complete. If you're swapping, this is already done. It means you went through the 4 steps of putting in your email list, your pen name, a book, and you have availability on your calendar. Everyone gets a star for that. Great job. Okay. But it was dropping on clicks, and I'm going to tell you why, because I found a little buggy that was counting my partner's clicks and not mine. So this will even out over time. I'm not worried about it, but going forward, by the time you're watching this video, everything is working correctly. So that's why it shows that. And then it just gives you your breakdown per list, per swap, I should say, per list and per swap, if you want to see that. And then there's an explanation more here about how the calculation works. Guys, this is not based on feelings. This is not based how, oh, I didn't like how they did their intro and their email. It is based on actions. Did they share their book? Is there a tracking link connected? Did they follow through? Do they leave you, like, well, not leaving notes isn't counted, but you can see this is based on metrics that you can see, verify, and then have a clear-cut explanation. Everybody can see it. And bookbridge.io does not play. If we have scammers out there, a hit it and quit it once, and they're just, no, you're out. You're out. We are not playing that, guys. So let me wrap this up. So quick recap. The 3 problems are proof, visibility, and accountability, which is all here built in. The other platforms have a little bit of each, but not all together. And there's an escalation period before real action takes place. I know because it literally happened to me. This is not speculation. These are facts. Been in this for over 3 years. This is how it really will. And so this is why I built bookbridge.io, because I was tired of being on the wrong end of these scenarios and these exact same problems. So I'm an indie author too, you guys. Like, I've been ghosted, I've wasted newsletter swaps, I've lost money and had to pay when people, take chargebacks, and they had an excellent outcome. And yet I'm paying for it because they're just like, I didn't know what I was doing. And I had no way to dispute it because the credit card companies are like, this person doesn't exist. Okay. Okay. And the messaging system here is better. So because it took forever to find out the person's real name and actually get an email address. You guys, oh my gosh, let's not even go there. So if you want to swap with authors who actually give a damn, the link is in the description, and if this helped, hit subscribe. I'm putting out videos every week on how to actually grow your list and not just spin your wheels hoping people follow through. All right. And I want to hear, guys, because this is real and I want us to know that we're in this together, building our fan base, putting out books that people want to devour and escape from reality from. And that is exactly what you're providing. So please drop a comment below on what is the worst swap experience you've ever had. I really do want to hear it. And I want to just know that you guys are not alone. All right, guys, I'm Andy with bookbridge.io and readerbridge.io, and I will see you in the next one.